Hello everyone, CSWord here bringing you an improved version of Mumbo Jumbo's Smart Control Panel. If you have not seen the video, I recommend you go check it out so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if we go in this book and turn to any random page, like page 3, we can go ahead and turn it on, and it stays locked on. We can go ahead and turn the page to a different page, any other page, and we can see if I turn back to page 3, it stays locked on. And if I go ahead and turn that off, it stays locked off. So the improved version is that this uses no pistons or observers, just standard blocks, dust, torches, repeaters, and comparators. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing built. Okay, let's begin by creating the central hub just as Mumbo Jumbo had it, with the redstone lamp in the center and the button right above it with the lectern on the base. We will be using a dummy book. Make sure you have at least 16 pages, otherwise the comparator might start doubling up things, which we might not want, but it's up to you. So we'll go to the back and create a redstone wire and get the comparator. Since we got the book in, it's already powered. So from here we'll be placing 2x2 squares on each side, offsetting by 1. Okay, and since this one is at the same height, we want to go down. You'll see later why. Okay, do the same thing on the other side, and one more right here, and this right here. Go ahead and extend this wire one. Okay, now we'll have two comparators going one right into another on the side closest to the hub on each square. Okay, wrong side. There, we don't want them on the compare mode. And then we place a repeater going right next to the first one, and some dust right above it, so that it goes right into the second comparator. Okay, so when the second line gets powered here, the repeater is enough to turn off the comparator here, as I'll show you. If you didn't know, the title page and the first page both output one signal. So once we get to page 3, or the second selection, that's when this finally activates, and it turns that off just as we wanted. And this one is the next one on. So the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes in a zigzag pattern. Okay, set this back to the start page. All these will be getting a block with a torch in front of them. Okay, and right above them, the top ones get a block on top. Alright, now all of these guys will be getting a T flip-flop that only uses repeaters and such, so that we can avoid any problems with pistons and such, and we'll be spacing them out by 1. Okay, block, 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 block. Don't need that. Place that there, dust there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So here's our T flip-flop, and now what we have to do is lock it. And this guy isn't locking because number 1 is currently the one selected, so this torch is off. And to counter that, we're going to invert our button here and go ahead and create his redstone line coming out the back. Alright, and we're just going to snake this up and use a repeater here, so that if this guy's powered, he doesn't backtrack through here and mess with anything else that the button wouldn't, and everything is good. So now we can test this. We see that our T flip-flop is currently on there. If we hit the button, he turns to off, back on. Even if we change the page to a different number, he's on. We hit the button, he does not change. Everything is good. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing for the second one here. Not going up in height, we just space it out 1, and all the T flip-flops end up in the same line. Go ahead and place our blocks here. Block, 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 block. And we'll be doing a half slab here for the redstone dust. If you decide to copy me exactly with the redstone wiring, you don't have to, but feel free to do so. Okay, and put that there. We see that he is now cycling. We can put a block here, here, get the repeater going into it, and dust. Since this guy's on, he's currently powering it and locking that one. If we temporarily break this, we can turn off the T flip-flop, and now we just got to get the signal up to here. There. There. Okay, get the repeater there. This is just how I do it. Feel free to do it however you want. And if you notice, this comparator is powering this block, which powers this, but that's not an issue, since when this guy is powered, this guy is off, and this is on, so this line should be on anyway, no problems. Alright, and now number 3 here is done, so on to number 5. He's going to be the exact same as number 1, so we just space him out, and put the block there, block, 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 block. Okay, and you can use full blocks on the top, there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, block, block, not there, dust, block, 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 block. meter there, dust, dust. You don't have to actually do the exact pattern I do, just I like to keep things nice and clean and neat and organized. Alright, so as we can see, numbers 3 and 5 are off, number 1 is on, number 1 is the one selected. Go ahead and change number 1. There's no interferences, number 1 is the only one that gets changed. Alright, so this side is basically done, except for the fact we don't know if something is on or off by looking at our redstone lamp. So to do that, we're going to be using an inverted AND gate, and we will be going right underneath the comparator and placing a dust with torch. I know this seems inefficient to have this here and here, but it works just to make things nice and clean. And on the outside, I like to go downward here, go down, go up 2, over 1, 1, 1, dust, 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 dust. So this guy is powering this, that goes down, he travels along here, he's powering it from the top, and we invert it. So now the only time this torch turns on is if both this and this are off, but the only way that this turns off is if this is on. So in other words, when our T flip-flop is off, this guy is off. When our T flip-flop is on, this guy is on. And when we don't have number 1 selected, this guy is on, so our output is off for number 1. Okay? And now we're just going to basically do the same thing here for the other ones. Go ahead and put that there, torch there, go straight down with this guy. We don't have to do this weird snaking pattern because he's not like way up there. And place that there, dust there, torch there. Okay? And now we'll just do the same one for the last guy over here. Block, block, break that, dust, put the dust up there, and go ahead and go outward here, block that. And this is why you can't go straight back, because this guy's right here. Dust, dust, that, and oh, one more. Okay, so as you can see, I guess we didn't need the half slab there. That was for an older design of mine. And now we'll place the torch there. He's inverted, so number 1 is currently the only one selected. And since he is on, you can go ahead and turn him off. All right, and just connect one line for all of these. Feel free to make this as clean and neat as you want. And at the very end, after number 1, we'll put a repeater going into a block and do a torch tower, or a half slab tower to the top, just so things are nice and smooth. Dust, 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 dust. All right. And now if any one of these guys meet the requirements for their inverted AND, they will turn on the signal, meaning that one is currently on. And yeah, so the other side gets the exact same thing, just, you know, kind of mirrored because it's on the other side. Again, you can feel free to route these wires however you want. And if you decide to do the full one, as I mentioned before, you will need a repeater on top. And at the very end, he'll need a repeater coming out of his bottom. However, he won't need a repeater right here for the comparator next to it because, well, it kind of doesn't need it. So, yeah, there's benefits to having the last one, but not really. Anyway, so that's it for the tutorial. If you notice that there is a slight delay or impulse when you turn on your redstone, when you turn on a certain one here, I mean, this one doesn't do it, this one does. That's only because of the delay it takes for the T flip-flop to power this and turn it on before the power from the button turns on or dies off. Anyway, that's it for the tutorial. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.